The H1B Guy here, and today, the H1B Guy news for the week ending May 31st, 2024. Today I'll cover green card sponsorship continues to be impacted by layoffs and high skilled immigration conundrum. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube and like this video so that I can continue to produce more content like this for you. I also wanted to mention that H1B Guy offers a variety of consulting services. I help businesses and individuals solve complex work authorization issues in the recruitment process while bringing awareness to employment based immigration benefits. If I can help you, please reach out. I'd love to hear how. And you can book an appointment directly with me via the h1bguy.com. Today's news is brought to you by Syndesis, the ideal plan B for high skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain, by PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process, and by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner Mob Squad has a solution. Join the squad. Now, the news. On May 2nd, 2024, Hugh Langley, Callie Hayes, and Eugene Kim, in a post from Business Insider titled Big Tech's Big Green Card Problem. Quote, a wave of cuts by Google, Amazon, Meta, and other tech companies has made the PERM process more complicated. Companies now have to demonstrate that laid off employees are not qualified for the jobs intended for foreign workers. They also have to notify people who were laid off in the past 6 months about job openings before filing PERM applications for foreign workers. Big tech companies may also be less willing to pursue green cards because of changes in supply and demand across the tech labor market. The industry went on a record hiring spree in the previous decade, and this only intensified during the pandemic boom, when big tech companies were fighting over a limited supply of tech talent. The PERM process was a useful weapon to yield. Labor market tests for the PERM process are by their nature local, and there are fewer tech workers in other parts of the country, with some people unwilling to move far for jobs. So, this makes the green card process potentially easier for places outside of the Bay Area and NYC. I believe this is another cause and effect of the restrictive nature of the H1B visa in the necessity of companies to leverage employment based green card sponsorship as part of their overall talent acquisition strategies for foreign workers. This is primarily due to the maximum stay of 6 years on an H1B visa unless the individual has been sponsored for an employment based green card with an approved I 140. This allows the employer and the individual to extend the H1B validity in 3 year increments until the individual's priority date becomes current, and subsequently, then they can file for an adjustment of status. Unfortunately, the repercussion in doing so is impacted by the layoffs. And ultimately, you have to have an attestation that is part of the PERM labor certification process. Many industry experts questioned not if, but when this would become an issue for big tech, specifically FANG, Meta, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, as they had a significant percentage of the perm labor certifications that were processed over the last 10 years. Demand in tech hiring still remains strong. However, the most significant changes have been in the geographic areas for that demand and the specific industries that are actually hiring tech. It's interesting to see big tech pursue other avenues for visa sponsorship, including EB2 NIW, in an effort to comply with the perm labor certification process. The best advice provided in this post is to consider targeting employers who have not been impacted by layoffs and are willing to consider employment based green card sponsorship as part of their overall talent acquisition strategies. But you'll need to look outside of Silicon Valley and New York City. On May 30th, 2024, Derek Thompson, in a post on The Atlantic titled Americans Are Thinking About Immigration, wrote, quote, "The state of U.S. immigration policy is objectively chaotic. In a perfect world, the brokenness of America's immigration system would inspire Congress to swiftly pass new legislation, convincing voters that the U.S. controls whom we let in and keep out of the country. The basic contours of this grand bargain have been fairly clear for decades. In exchange for expanded opportunities for legal immigration, more visas, more green cards, targeted policies to increase immigration in technology and science, liberals would agree to stricter enforcement and control at the border. But major immigration reform is stuck. Immigration as recruitment is a particularly useful framework in the US as the US embraces a new kind of industrial policy to build more chips and clean energy tech domestically. But this newly fashioned stool is missing an essential leg. If the US is going to become more strategically selfish about protecting key industries, such as computer chip manufacturing, from foreign competition, we need to revamp our high skill immigration policy too. Semiconductor manufacturing requires a highly specialized workforce that is distributed around the world and concentrated in Asia. A large share of workers in advanced chip manufacturing live in India and China, but green card caps limit their ability to move to the US. As a result, we're at the risk of spending tens of billions of dollars on factories and products without a plan to staff them. We've been discussing the need for positive, comprehensive immigration reform for nearly 4 years on this platform. Not just reform as it relates to high skilled employment based immigration, removing country caps specifically, but low skilled immigration as well as securing our borders. Over the last year, I've covered the impact of the CHIPS Act as it relates to the semiconductor industry, as well as green and environmental tech. We've got to make a serious and conscious effort to reform our immigration system to make it less complex, more fair and equitable in order to ensure that we're attracting the best and brightest from around the globe. As the election cycle begins to pick up, we've got to make sure we're not confusing employment based legal immigration, that's both high skilled and low skilled, with undocumented illegal immigration. The two are not one and the same, but I still believe that both separate issues can be resolved with a large piece of comprehensive immigration reform legislation. Unfortunately, it still feels like we're nowhere close to that being a possibility. For the full post on the H1B Guy news for the week ending May 31st, 2024, please check out the h1bguy.com. And a reminder that today's news is brought to you by Syndesis, the ideal plan B for high skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain. If you're facing an H-1B denial or OPT expiration, don't get caught off guard. Make sure you have a plan B and Synthesis is your answer. They'll gladly help you navigate the process, and if you'd like to find out if you qualify, please be sure to use the link in the video description below, and someone from Synthesis will be in touch. By PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process. If you're looking to reduce your costs and overhead associated with PERM labor certification recruitment advertising, let PERM-Ads.com help you. And by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner Mob Squad has a solution. Mob Squad helps technology professionals facing U.S. work visa related uncertainty remain working with their current U.S. employer nearshore from Canada, as well as technology professionals from around the world who are seeking to find rewarding opportunity in North America. Through their partnership with the Canadian government, they can obtain a Canadian work permit for you and your spouse in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. So, whether you're looking to stay working with your current U.S. employer or you want to find a new opportunity in Canada, please find out how the team at Mob Squad can help you via the link in the video description below. Join the squad. Just wanted to ask you again, please like this video, subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube, and click the bell for notifications so that you're notified anytime we post new content here to this channel. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Really appreciate your support. The H1B Guy, your global source for all things H1B.